Out of all four vehicles behind me, the white MG has the worst fuel economy out of all four. Not to mention that, it has the lowest kilowatt output and it is the most expensive vehicle in the four you see right here. Hi, I'm Stephen. Normally I'm a tradesman. Today I'm a car reviewer. Well, we're reviewing our MG. We bought an MG. Now, it's performing really poorly. We've been back to the dealership, which is Sunco Motors in Maroochydore. Really poor service, to be honest. We had it booked into the workshop. We've since found out it was actually the salesman that basically drove it around the block and said, "No, mate, it's fine." That's really poor. We got it back, really unhappy. The car surges, it doesn't drive right, incredibly underpowered to the point where it's unsafe. Now, the problem we have is the car is using so much fuel that it is using more fuel than any of our other three vehicles here. So as you can tell, we have a 28-year-old Mitsubishi Express, a $500 vehicle. Look at its fuel mileage, 11 litres per 100. We then have the MG, 11.3 litres per 100, and it's only 4 weeks old. We have the Camry, which has actually been an unbelievably reliable vehicle. It's done everything we really wanted. Less, 9.9. The Transit, the poor old Transit, 350,000 kilometres. That vehicle has a rooftop tent attached to it. It weighs 2.5 tonne and it returns a fuel consumption of 8.3. Why can a 1500cc engine use so much fuel? Now, Sunco Motors have said it's fine. However, I since discovered, I toggled through on the dash and its own computer tells me it's poor fuel consumption, it's poor fuel use. It also corresponds to the surging, etc., the amount of fuel it uses. So we're going to do a bit of an in-depth look into this MG. We're going to review it and we're going to follow the process of dealing with Sunco Motors because so far it's been really disappointing. Okay, so we're doing 100 now. Well, 97, close enough to 100. I'm about to put the cruise on and we're going to do a little bit of a fuel check on it. We're going to toggle through the little computer here, which is on the things here on the steering wheel. We're going to use these buttons. It will come up on the dashboard of its current trip. It's also its current fuel usage and various other things, which is the fuel usage over its entire life, which is basically 1100 kilometres. It's now done 1103 to be exact. So basically I'm going to now show you parts of what this car is doing and the fact that its own computer can actually tell us the faults that it's got.
It's gone again.
Okay, we're doing 30 as you can see on the speedo there. We'll touch the gas, hardly touching it. We're slowly increasing to 40, really slowly, 13.7 litres, 10.5, 14.6, 17.9. It is surging all over the place right at the moment. I can feel it. It's not really bad, really awful. This is the car cruising. Look at the surging. The surging corresponds to that massively changing fuel economy. And we're just barely, we've got to 70 now. This is such a slow speed increase. Okay, 30 k's an hour. Let's slowly increase our speed because it's just 40, 17.5 litres, 20 litres almost. We're slow. Look at the speed increasing. The speed is increasing so slowly because I'm barely touching the accelerator. I'm barely touching it. Barely touching it. Look, I'll show you. If I touch the gas, watch this. 20, just like that. So that shows you touching the gas in this little car, what it actually does. And at the time, it is surging all over the place. The surging corresponds to that ever-changing and rapidly changing fuel usage. It is utterly ridiculous. So this screen here is even more disappointing, and it doesn't stop. The disappointments do not stop as far as the performance and economy of this car. So this is current journey. It is a mixture of city and sort of 90k road over 38 kilometres, an average speed of only 25 kilometres an hour, a fuel usage of 12 litres per 100 kilometres on this trip. The fuel use is actually getting worse. This is really disappointing. MG and Sunco, you need to do better. So we wanted a new car, so I didn't have to do this anymore. Other people would do it for me, you know, like clever technicians. Okay, so we were just taking some background footage of the car on a rural road and doing the U-turns and coming back and forth for maybe 2 kilometres. I had to absolutely feed it to it because on the hill it wouldn't take off. I thought, I'm going to get hit, this is dangerous. Now the car stinks of burning plastic. It's really bad, it's actually quite pungent, and we have to get back in the car now. Okay, so I'm doing a U-turn here. This is the part where I was turning before to get our footage. However, I wanted to show you how utterly underperforming this car is at the moment. I don't imagine it's going to be like this all the time. However, it does have a problem. Now, watch how it accelerates here. It is utterly ridiculous. So I'm just going to reverse out to the road. It's a bit of a hill start. So I'm going out here and hopefully no one comes, and away we go. Now this is foot absolutely flat to the floor. Ugh. And it's revving its head off. That's full flat out. And it's barely, we're at 60, we're at 70, and it's surging like crazy. It is utterly surging. It is just, it cannot accelerate from any standing start at all. You get it on a hill, the thing doesn't want to move. It is actually dangerous. It is like, I'm there making sure no one's coming around the corner because I know this car cannot accelerate safely. Safely. We don't expect a rocket. Safely. Can it move away in an adequate manner? And it can't. It simply can't. It can't do it. So here we are, and the strange thing is we've done a few starts on this gravel road and the car is so underpowered it barely will spin the wheels on a hill on the gravel until the engine revs come up. You put your foot flat, doesn't spin the wheels on a gravel road. Now this isn't traction control, this is simply a dead engine. It's simply an engine that is so underpowered that it cannot spin the wheels on a gravel road without traction control on. Rightio, so this is our standing start, 21% gradient, foot flat to the floor. This is foot flat. This is my foot is absolutely buried to the floor right now. This is all the car's doing. Oh, stopping, hesitating, not moving, foot flat to the floor. MG, you are welcome to test this. This is foot flat to the floor. Here we go, we're away, we're revving. We're away, we're at the top, and we've made it. So the car doesn't perform. We've established that. It's really disappointing. It's actually dangerous. There are so many areas where we feel we have to leave a larger gap before we enter a roundabout or take off from a standing start. That's not something we have to do with previous vehicles or the other 3 cars which are nowhere near as new, as valuable and as low mileage as what this car is. We do like the car. We didn't buy this car because we didn't like it. We love it. We love the shape, we love the grille, we love the seats, we love the navigation, everything. I like getting into the shifter, which is really soft and easy. The steering wheel has a lovely feel. It's got a little cutout on the bottom for your knees. It just feels right. It is not a luxury car and it's not a performance car. We didn't buy a performance car. We do expect it to perform no worse than our other vehicles. We do expect it to perform within the quoted fuel consumption range of what this car is and not be the worst performing car that we have in our 4 vehicles. That's what we expect. Now, we're going to continue with this process. This is our first stage. We were going to always review the car. So we're still reviewing the car. All reviews can't be good, but they can be genuine, and this is genuine. Excuse the natives in the background, as you can hear. They've just sparked up. Now, we're going to review this car, as I said. We're going to continue the review. MG are aware. They've already had a look at the car. They say nothing's wrong with the car, but as you can tell, there is clearly something wrong with the car. It surges, it stutters, it won't perform. It will perform, then it won't. So we need something done. They've already said nothing's wrong. It's going to go back in. We are going to have to talk to the dealer principal. We need something to happen. We really don't know what we can do more. We've advised them of it. They really don't want to know at the moment. So, you want to follow our journey with our MG? Keep watching this channel.